A very good day to each and every one of you, wherever you're joining us from today. Welcome below the belt. How are you guys doing out there? First time seeing you guys for the week. Mavis Davis, Wellside on share. Welcome, Mavis. Welcome, Erwin Don Cook. Good day to you as well. A very good day to all the valid viewers. Joy Hopkins. Joy Hopkinson, good to have you. Joy. Great to have you, Joy. Tessa Isaacs, Graves Andy. Tessa. How are you doing, Tessa? Good to have you here as well. And Simone Greaves. Simone, what's going down? Happy that you folks are here. And it comments, credible comments only. Credible comments. Valid viewers all the way. Credible comments, valid viewers. That's what we're looking for. How did you guys pass the weekend? Hope you guys are great. It's the 8th day of May already. Coming on to payday. Are you guys hearing us loud and clear? Ravi Dirup. Good to have you, Ravi. Ravi said he's logged in from Manhattan. Gloria Fraser's here as well. Michelle Cox. Shout out to all the Glorias. On Gloria, thanks to the thing. Thanks to the thing on Gloria. Thanks to the thing. Folks. Debbie Collins. Debbie says she hears me loud and clear. And that's how we want to be heard, Debbie. Debbie says loud and clear. Claire Alexis Chamley. Good to have you, Claire. Claire Alexis Chamley Richmond. Let me stick in the Richmond. We want nobody feel offended. Richmond. Denny Champagne Collision says present. Present. That tells you the whole story. You need to know nothing else. Guys, we're so happy to have you folks here. We got a couple of things at our end we got to get through. Yolanda, Thomas, thanks for the things. Yolanda has just made a contribution to our program. Live on the tube. Live right there on YouTube. Thank you for that contribution. Sandra Britton. Sandra's here. Sandra Britton. Good to have you, Sandra. Thanks to all the other folks who make it a point to contribute to our program. Thank you guys so much. You go out of your way to contribute to the program, one way or the other. Great to have you folks. As we said, Ronaldo Cassius, Barbara Ralph, Donna Joseph. Donna says it's a rainy Monday afternoon in Guyana. It's true. It's true. Gloria Chester. How are you doing, Gloria? Somebody's trying to call us. Somebody's trying to call us. Good to have you, Gloria. Great to have you. Good to have you. Great to have you. All right, folks, we're going to shift gears. Some of the other stuff we're following. Good to have you guys. We're getting ready to switch gears. Ready to switch gears, folks. Ready to switch gears, folks. Ready to switch gears. Like everybody want to call me this so. Everybody want to call. It's happening. Everybody want to call. Guys, it's great to have you here. Quite a few things happening, of course. Some heavier than others. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about those things as well. So great to have Gwyneth Anderson here and Orvin Don, Barbara Ralph, Dolly Anderson, Isabella Butters is here as well. Good to have you, Isabel, and all the other folks joining us. A couple of things we're following at the hour, folks. From international to regional. And then we're in the 592. Yep. Puckatory, left, right, and center. Center. Puckatory, left, right, and center. Sally Moffat, we see you there as well. Great to have you here, Sally. And all the other folks joining us, we tend to give a shout out who our eyes catch in the comment section. But of course, your name only show up if you make a comment. Princess, is it Hoskinson? Hoskinson? Hope I'm calling it right. Princess Hoskinson, good to have you there. Good to have Bernadette, Patricia Miller as well. Good to have all you wonderful folks join us. Great to have all you wonderful folks join us. How you all doing, good people? We hope that all is well and good. All right, so guys, some of the things we're following. Some of the things we're following at our end. The UN is calling for the Taliban regime to halt executions in Afghanistan. These guys promise a whole set of things. Promise a whole set of things. They've not been fulfilling them, Princess. Hodgkinson, they've not been fulfilling them. Orin says she's listening attentively. When it says, I die, we're so happy. Yeah, so we're saying the Taliban guys, they promised they weren't going to roll back the gains made by women at the time when they came in. They said they're going to allow the women and girls to continue their education at university and elsewhere. Well, that was a thing of the past, eh? That was a thing of the past. Because them boys clamping down. Them boys clamping down. See? And now, there's been several executions, and the United Nations are saying, all right, hold up. Hold up. That's what the folks have been saying. Hold up. And part of what we're seeing here, folks, is United Nations, as we said, asking them to halt their executions, voicing concerns in a report that details public executions, stonings, flogging, and other types of corporal punishment carried out by the hardline Islamic group since it took over the country almost 2 years ago. Sometimes when the folks come in, you get the impression, they won't be so bad, right? Some of you say, oh, give them a chance, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's what we tend to see. And then things do get bad. Things do go and get bad. Yep. Things go and get bad. And that's what's happening right now in Afghanistan. So the UN's pointing out, said, the executions for us, public executions, stoning, flogging. Yep. And so they thought they had put those days behind them. And here we are again. Here we are again. In addition to that, folks, as you can see there, we're also following the Marburg virus. And in two places, the UN is particularly concerned. This is Equatorial Guinea and the United Republic of Tanzania. Yep. They're concerned. And we're being made to understand that the Marburg virus is rare. It comes from bats. It's a rare but severe, right, hemorrhagic fever. So that affects people and animals. Where we doctors that hemorrhagic fever? Where we doctors that hemorrhagic fever, folks? I beg your pardon. But the UN is very concerned about this. Very, very concerned about this. And again, letting us know that between February and May, there were 17 confirmed cases, 23 probable cases reported in Equatorial Guinea alone. That's Equatorial Guinea. They tell us as well that among the laboratory confirmed cases, there are 12 deaths. So this virus is in its early stages of rampage. 12 cases. And they tell us 4 persons recovered. And then in Tanzania, between March and April, they said that 8 lab confirmed cases, 1 probable case reported. So the folks there at the World Health Organization Regional Office for Africa, they're concerned about that. I know we've been told about this Marburg virus for some time now, and that we got to stay on the right side. We got to stay on the right side. So our thoughts and prayers with the folks at Equatorial Guinea and Tanzania. Our thoughts and prayers go to them. In addition to that, good folks, Alessandra, good to see you there. Wesley Ward. As Auntie Sandra says, all the valid tubers. Lauren Jones and Oswald Elias. Puckatory. And if you got Puckatory, you got to get some confusion powder. So we circle back. Juliet Mickle and Marsha Glasgow. Marsha says she's about in the 592. Remember this incident with these fellas fighting a policeman? But one of them, they tell us, he was remanded to prison under 10 charges. Name given as Casey Edwards, who assaulted that traffic officer. Yep. So people watch to see how justice is dispensed. See, Andrew Cuthbert say red flag. They're telling us, folks, that Casey Edwards, a construction worker, according to media reports, he's been remanded to prison following his appearance at the Sparendam Magistrates Court just today. And Casey is 30 from Friendship. And some of the charges included assault with intent to prevent lawful apprehension, abusive language, abusive language. We like what they said. Good. He's also been charged with dangerous driving, leaving a motor vehicle in a dangerous position, unlicensed motor vehicle, uncertified motor vehicle, failing to comply with police direction, prohibition of tinted glass, and failure to wear a seatbelt. My God. Every rule in the traffic book violated, apparently. Every rule violated. And they tell us here that despite pleading not guilty to the charges, he has been remanded to prison until May 17th. Right. Additionally, folks, they say that Casey Edwards reportedly, allegedly refused to go to the police station for a vehicular inspection He refused. And they said he drove off at a high rate of speed. Right? Running over Constable Harley Quinn's right foot in the process. Running over Constable Harley Quinn's right foot. You think it easy, folks? But I only see one name there. Weren't there two persons? Lily Gilbert, I know you all sharp at me. It wasn't two persons? Van Classic. Wasn't it two? Thought it was two persons, but I see one person remanded with 10 charges. Like he gets a charge support to them. Sandra Holder. So what's happening here? I see somebody asking, is what happened to the demon? Oh, there was a demon there too. Maybe Cassie had the demon inside of him. Maybe that's what happened. So two persons involved in that brawl, pummeling that policeman. Two persons. But I see only one remanded, 10 charges. Folks, I see Edwin says one-sided justice. Gwyneth say bad like that. What happened to the other person? Van Classic said one get charged. 592 nice bad. Folks, Puckatory, left, right, and center. So you got people in this country could beat up policemen, bite policemen, and nothing can happen to them. Fight policemen, beat up, wrestle policemen. Father of his mercy. That is the cowboy country that this is coming to. That is the cowboy state that we're descending into. Yep. Yep. Here we there, folks. Here we there. Here we there. Here we there. Here we there. It's where we there. It's here we there. Puckatory. What's it comes to do? You know, things like these, it's caused people to say, this is Guyana. When you hear people say, you know the old story, you know the old thing. When people say that, you know the old thing. You know the old thing. General folks, this last story, my. Folks, do me the big favor. Give me about 45 seconds. We're going to be right back with you. This last story is something. Give your boy 45 seconds. I'll be back with you. You share it live in the meantime. Smash that emoji button in the meantime. And let me go down the road. 45 seconds. We're going to be back with you. Yeah, I don't come to be exact. Give me a couple of seconds. Going to be back with you. Them boys setting a bad precedent. You see? Folks, this is becoming the wild, wild west. With every given day, the wild, wild west. That's what it's becoming. The wild, wild west. You know, we saw Stabrook News just the other day reflecting on, in its editorial, what has happened with that case where you had some folks who sought refuge in a police station on the East Bank, and the guys who were pursuing them armed to the teeth went in the police station, guns drawn. The PPP setting a bad, terrible precedent. And when the chickens come home to roost, I hope they cry foul. I hope they cry foul. I hope they cry foul. Diane Graves Andy, Yolanda Thomas. I remember what Big Auntie said. Don't cut where you can't fetch. Don't cut where you can't fetch. They are setting a bad precedent. We saw as a nation a woman bit a policeman because she wanted to go to the back of the line, Pope in the line coming over the Harbor Bridge. He sent them back. That man was transferred out of existence. We heard he was transferred to Lusignan prison. Nothing ever become of that story. People could walk in police station, fight in police station, draw gun, discharge a wrong in police station. It's who you know, it's who know you. And then some of you could get beside yourself and talk about men of distinction and who deeply spiritual. And this whole flipping country falling apart right before our eyes. Right before our eyes. And then part of that degradation is how we no longer value human life. We no longer value human life. And a fit of rage and anger, people do all kinds of things. People do all manner of things. You know, that lady who was found in the Alpha Hotel there on the East Coast, the postmortem examination has come back and they're telling us that that woman died from multiple incised wounds. Multiple. Witnessed by her 24-year-old, she was identified rather by her 24-year-old son and sister. Multiple incised wounds, stabbed several times. We value human life. And so the passing of her teacher, Corwin Mars, popularly known as Sir Mars. And at the time of his death last evening, they tell us he was the principal of St. Mary's High. Yep. And I'm going to talk about some of what we know at the hour. And not only was Sir Mars an educator, but Sir Mars was well known in theater and on the comedy circuits. He could hold his own with the best of them on the stage. And they tell us that he was found dead at Perseverance Housing Scheme at Providence. At a 2-story apartment building. There's some of what we know at the hour, folks. And Kaito News in particular says that police confirmed the gruesome death, but told that publication, Kaito News, that they couldn't at that time definitively say if it was a case of murder or an accident. That's according to Kaito, the waterfall paper. So the police said to them they couldn't say definitively if it was murder or an accident. And I see Orrin Don says here, in addition to St. Mary's College, Sir Mars was also known, taught for a very long time at Multilateral, probably known as Multi. Yeah. My grandfather taught at Multi as well. And they knew each other. As a matter of fact, when my grandfather passed in 2012, Sir Mars was one of those people who reached out to the family with condolences. One of the first persons, I dare say. And was part of that school, was a fixture at that school for a long time. Right? As a teacher there, as a senior there, and played a great role too, if I dare say. I know if I'm getting ahead of myself, in the music department there at Multi as well. Now, so I remember going to several Panorama, was it? And Sir Mars would conduct the orchestra there from Multi. And when Sir Mars take that, what do you call that? Center stage, as it were, at Sports Hall, and raise the baton, you in problems. He had a style uniquely his own and brought that to bear in everything he did. Brought that to bear in everything he did. In addition to that, they're telling us that persons close by this 2-story apartment building in Perseverance on the East Bank said that they heard a loud argument, or they heard loud arguments before vehicle revs and crashing sounds. And when they came out, they were greeted with a ghastly scene filled with blood on this crash vehicle there at Perseverance. So the doors were open and the lights still on. Brace it over, folks. In addition to that, they said that the lower half of Sir Mars' lifeless body was found pinned underneath the back wheel of this car, according to this report, with the upper half crushed against concrete and metal fence. Crushed against a concrete and metal fence of the two-story apartment building. And again, picking up this report out of the Kaiser News, he said it appears as if someone had reversed the vehicle to run over Mars. That individual was nowhere on the scene where this body was found, the body of the late Sir Mars, at this two-story apartment building in Perseverance. They say when police ranks arrived, they found a trail of blood leading away from the scene. Right? Which has led folks to believe that whoever was driving the vehicle was also injured. And according to Kaiser News, again, the paper said that they understand that a 21-year-old had been threatening to kill Mars recently. A 21-year-old had been threatening to kill the head teacher of St. Mary's, former teacher of Multi, actor and comedian, according to Kaiser News. Thoughts and prayers, of course, go to his friends, family, the teaching fraternity, the education fraternity, the theater fraternity in Guyana. Another publication had some additional things to say. We wish to bring to your attention as well. You know, this is the country we say this, so we got three sides. It's me side, you side, the truth. Me side, you side, the side we hear about yet. And according to this other publication, they say that inquiries disclosed that Mars was the registered owner of this vehicle, a gray Mitsubishi RVR vehicle, PZZ 6438. He was the registered owner of a gray Mitsubishi RVR vehicle bearing the registration number PZZ 6438. This publication says that at the time of the incident, Sir Mars was in the company of a male occupant. This is this suspect that the other publication says is 21-year-old, this person who was threatening Mars, apparently. He was in the company of a male occupant, and they proceeded to a street located in Plantation, Providence, rather, on the East Bank. So they may not have been at that apartment building, but ended up there, according to this publication. They proceeded to a street located at Plantation, Providence, on the East Bank. That's what this publication is telling us. And they go on to state that further investigations have revealed that Sir Mars And the suspect had a misunderstanding. They had a misunderstanding that escalated inside of the vehicle. And as a result, both parties armed themselves with knives and dealt each other several wounds, which may account for what the other report says were a trail of blood, heading away from the scene. This publication reports that both parties armed themselves with knives and dealt each other wounds. Lord have mercy. Yep. Again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of Sir Corwin Mars and the theater and teaching fraternities. The publication goes on to state that Mars would have exited the vehicle, attempted to escape in an eastern direction, but that the suspect reversed the vehicle, hitting Mars and pinning him to the fence of a house on the eastern side of the street. Father, have his mercies. Father, have his mercies. Again, we want to say our thoughts and prayers go out to all the teachers and students there at St. Mary's, the teaching fraternity, the theater fraternity. Our thoughts and prayers go to all those who knew and loved Sir Mars. And that's what we have at the hour, folks. You could see the shock on a lot of folks waking up to this information this morning. Saw in some of the chats on WhatsApp, absolute shock and surprise. Absolute shock and surprise. Yolanda Thomas says, rest in peace, Sir Mars. Dad Mitchell says, my condolences. Pearlie says, may his soul rest in peace. Yep. Bridget Gittins. We have lost that appreciation for the value of human life. How we see lives are taken in this country in the most callous, heinous of manners. Father of his mercies. Leon Blair says, my condolences to the entire family and friends. Sharon Castillo Edwards says, too many lives going down too soon in Guyana. Ayabo joining us from Europe says that life is taken with such ease. That is the thing self. Ayabo. That's the thing self. Donna Joseph, I see you there. I see that comment. I'm going to check on that, Donna. I'm going to check on that. Right? See, Annette Cummins says, Commissioner of Police, stop following Ali like a lapdog and do your job. Solve crime. Stop following Ali like a lap dog. Solve crime. Yep, that's what she said. Vesta Hardy, Rajkumar said, same thing here in Trinidad. Same thing. That's what Vesta says. Same thing. Crime out of hand in this place, you know. Crime out of hand. Bridget says, hope justice prevails. Hope justice prevails. Well, if the assault and that police officer is anything to go by, well, you know the answer. 2 men are seen beating up on a policeman. One of them charged. Wild, wild west. And people see that, you know, and take their cue. Melinda Sutherland, Tiffany Willow, people see that and take the cue. Marsha Glasgow wonder what the Home Affairs Ministry doing. Huh? Well, they're busy having visas revoked. Busy having the visas revoked. They distracted for the longest while. Distracted for the longest while. I see Faye says that Sir Mars didn't deserve this. Sir Mars didn't deserve this. Ultramax says once PPP ruling Guyana is bloodshed non-stop. Once the PPP ruling Guyana, bloodshed non-stop. Yeah, but them boys still talking about who's man of distinction, deeply spiritual, wicked. Wicked. More like it. Folks, so much happening around us. Where do we start? Where do we start to make sense? Where do we start to make sense of it? You know? Met a supporter of this launch of the Apnu Georgetown local government campaign last evening. He said they need a day of prayer. They need a whole year of prayer. You know, I agree with him. Need a day plus. 364 more days. One day might put a little dent in things. Right? Godfrey Lane says the PPP blood jumbie getting out of hand. The PPP blood jumbie getting out of hand. I know the difference between the blood jumbie and Squidward. I know the difference between the blood jumbie and Squidward. Bloodshed non-stop. Death and destruction. See? This is what follows them. This is what follows them. This is what follows them. But I know those of you who are folks of faith, you're going to continue to pray. We're going to continue to pray. Country going down every day, one Puckatory to the next. You know? Look at that judgment out of the High Court we saw last week, where Justice Sandul Sandil Kisoon clearly said these folks don't care about us. Clear as day, they don't care, they ain't concerned about us. If they were caring and concerned, they'd be trying to protect us, trying to protect the environment, not out here trying to defend ExxonMobil. Not out here trying to defend ExxonMobil, but that's what we see all the damn time. That's what we see all the damn time. You know, what they could tell us. I see Princess Hodgkinson says, the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy themselves. It's the brothers and sisters, Squidward and the whole Square Pants gang. Themselves, self. Why isn't easy? Not easy. So there we have it, folks. The answer the judge right. If we hear things the judge said, Jesus have mercy. If you hear things that judge said about them boys, you think they care? You think they care? They don't care. They don't care. A thing. But like we know, God don't sleep. Father don't sleep. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. Folks, that's going to do it for us at this end, at the hour. But we want to recommend before we go, I know lots of you got documentation needs. A lot of you got documentation needs. And if you're looking for a good justice of the peace, Commissioner votes to affidavit, then we want to recommend the Alistair Collins firm. You know, these guys understand what they're doing. They'll give you the expert guidance you deserve. The support for all your documentation needs. Monday through Saturday, they're down there at the Callion Mall, right there on Lamaha Street, between Camp and Waterloo Streets. They're on Lamaha Street, between Camp and Waterloo Streets. Good folks. That's where they're there. 649 6410 649 6410 685 6448 685 6448. And guys, we want to crave your indulgence as well for your support at our end. I know some of you are rock back lessons, a big set of money them buys making here, they don't need we help. But folks, don't let the devil lead you. Don't let the devil lead you. We need your help to keep moving forward. And we want to say thank you to those folks who've been so helpful to us. You all know it's 2+ years we out here already. 2+ years we out here already. Thanks to you guys, you know, who ensure, who make it a duty, right? And we've said we don't put any limit, you know. We allow people to, you know, contribute however the Lord moves them. Right? However the Lord moves them, we allow people to contribute. So we're available via Cash App, especially for those of you in the diaspora. Cash App and Zelle. Folks, all of these is just because people got various platforms that they use. If we just had one, we'd be thankful. If we just had one. But people got all kinds of platforms that they use, so we try to meet you all right there. So we got Cash App available and Zelle and PayPal. We got um, MMG available. We're available via MoneyGram and Western Union as well. We're available via MoneyGram and Western Union as well. That being said, good folks, we're going to see you back here this evening. Thanks for joining us outside. Ingrid Carter, we see you. All is forgiven. Ingrid Carter, all is forgiven. Ingrid says, sorry you're late. All is forgiven. Yolanda said, Sue spotted in Canada. Yeah. Living nice and with money, no doubt. Living nice and with money. Debbie Collins and all the other folks, guys, if you get a chance to share the live before you go, thanks for being a part of our community here, folks. Thank you so much for being part of our community. It means the world to us. It means the world to we. Could we up the emojis before you go? Smash that emoji button before you go. Could we up the shares before we go, folks? As long as you put your little work in jeopardy. You know, put your little blessings in jeopardy. Good to have you. Tell them they can't run you. We run things don't run we. We're not afraid of them. We're afraid of them. We're afraid of them. So thanks for joining us, folks. Yvonne Ramasar, Diane Griff, Sandy, Diane all the way in 10, in Region 10. The fast bud. Edwin Warren, we see you. Seymour George. Maureen Williams, we see you as well. Bridget Williams, we see you too. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Fitz Gulliver. Fitz, how you doing, the man? I ain't seen a little bit, but good to have you nonetheless. I ain't see the name pop up in a little bit. That's what I mean. No, lots of people, sometimes you're in different phases. Sometimes you just want the quiet and the little back seat. And sometimes you're in the rumbles. You're in the rumblings. You're in the rumble and the tumblings. We understand. Good to see you there, Fitz Gulliver. And all the other folks. Mary Mercia. Good to have you there, and Paula Phillips. Good to see you, Paula. Sharon Mercurius. Good to have you, Sharon. Yvonne Ramasar, Paulette Hawkins. Good to see you, folks. That's going to do it for us at this time. Take care, guys. Take care.